departments. So you can use this option to either divide your employees per department, or you can use this as an option to name it where your employees are working. So if you have multiple sites that your employees work with, so you can use this option to identify which site, or to assign them to which site they're clocking in and out. So it's very simple. The same thing as the users. You just click on add department, select a name for the department, and then the department code is just optional. Then once you're done, just click add, and then you're good to go right away. So in here, you can assign the manager right away. So you just click assign more, and then just select the name of the employee that has a manager access. Then click assign, and then you should be able to see the name should reflect here. So only manager access um, employees are allowed to be assigned in here. So we also have the department managers here. So as you can see here, the name of the manager and then the department. So you just the same thing as the departments earlier. Just click assign more and select the department, and then click OK or assign, and then it should show up like this. To remove it, just click the X button, and then it will be removed. We have the department users, where you can just assign the employees. So as you can see here, there's already one. You see the X button to remove the employee. So you click assign users, select the name of the employees, select all users, click assign, and then it should show up right away. So upon assigning employees, you can only assign one employee to one department. So if you try to assign them to another department, then their names would be removed to the first department they were assigned to. So we have a different option here, which is work departments. So we'll see the name of the employees here. So in here, you can assign the employee to their department. So the same thing as the department managers, department users. There's an assign more button. Just click assign more, and then select the name of the department that you want to assign them. So the same thing, if you want to remove them from that department, just click the X button. Now we have the overtime rules. So if you have overtime rules in your company, then you're very much welcome to watch this part. So the same thing as, again, the departments and the users, just click the add rule button here, select the rule name, and then for the overtime rule, you can select whether it applies weekly or bi-weekly. Just make sure that you enter the number of hours that you want to be achieved. Let's say, for example, a bi-weekly or weekly overtime, it should take effect after 20 hours of work. So the rest of the work hours of the employees should be on an overtime rate. So there's an option for daily overtime as well. You can enable this one, and the same thing, you can select after how many hours the overtime would apply. So we have the daily double time. So if you enable this one, the same thing would show up again. You just select how many hours it would take effect. Then we have the 7th day California rule, which usually just applies, or technically just applies, to employees that are working in California or companies in California. So they are very strict with their overtime. So we have created this overtime for them. So technically, what it suggests is that if the employee worked for 7 straight days, then the 7th day is considered an overtime right away. So the whole day on the 7th day would be overtime. So you can select the rate as well, the overtime rate, the double time rate, and then you can select special weekdays for the employees. So you can select whether it's an whole day overtime, whole day double time, or overtime plus double time, and then just select how many hours it should take effect. We have special calendars days as well. So this one is for holidays. So you should be able to select multiple dates if you want to. However, for the overtime rule here, you can only assign one overtime rule per each employee. Then once you're done, you just click add, and then you should be good to go from there. So you can also edit, delete, and archive this specific overtime rule if you want to, and then unarchive it by clicking the archive button or archive rules here, and then click the unarchive or delete button. Then over to the overtime rule users. So the same thing as department users, this is where you assign the employees on the specific overtime rule that you have created. Say for example here, click assign more, click assign, then click OK. Then it should be good to go. The same thing here. Assign. So Condo Ali is on the test. If I assign this one to her, she is removed from the test. And then just click X to delete the employees.